Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro information. I'm Rosemary Plybon. Greensboro City Council will hold a public hearing on a proposed 120-day moratorium on data centers exceeding 10 megawatts of electrical power. That's coming up Monday, August 17th at 4 p.m. Now, Council voted 9-0 on Monday the 3rd to begin the formal process required before that proposed moratorium could be adopted. It would temporarily pause the acceptance, processing, and approval of development applications for data centers, data storage and processing facilities, and similar uses with an electrical power demand exceeding 10 megawatts. Now, if adopted, the moratorium would give the city additional time to study the potential infrastructure, utility, electrical grid, environmental, and land use impacts of data centers. Council will also hear subject matter experts representing a range of perspectives and review best practices from other communities through a series of work sessions. A pilot project to close parts of Elm Street to traffic is still on hold. Business owners, property owners, residents, and community stakeholders met again this week to share ideas, ask questions, and provide feedback on the plan. The proposed South Elm Street pedestrian plaza would temporarily transform the 200 block of Elm Street into a pedestrian-focused public space featuring outdoor seating, public art, live music, games, fitness classes, and other community activities. Certain adjacent blocks would be closed to cars on weekends only from 5 p.m. Friday through 5 p.m. Sunday, creating a more walkable downtown. For specifics about the proposed pilot, visit meetmeonelm.com. Back by popular demand, pay your parking ticket with school supplies. Now through October 31st, the city will accept new school supplies or donation to the Shift Ed Teacher Supply Warehouse as payment for parking ticket fines. Donations must be equal to or greater than the value of the ticket. Drop off supplies with a receipt at GPD headquarters at 100 East Police Plaza or parking enforcement at 300 South Swing Road, Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Learn more about the Teacher Supply Warehouse at shift-ed.org. Tickets for the Hurricanes September 24th preseason game against the Nashville Predators in Greensboro go on sale this week, Thursday, August 13th at noon at Ticketmaster.com and the First Horizon Coliseum ticket office. This exhibition game will mark the Hurricanes' first appearance in Greensboro since 1999 and since recently winning the Stanley Cup. The franchise relocated to North Carolina in '97 and called the Greensboro Coliseum home for its first 2 seasons, while its current arena in Raleigh was under construction. Quick planning note for you, Central Library is closed through Thursday, August 13th as crews are installing some new HVAC equipment. The library will reopen for normal hours at 9 a.m. on Friday, August 14th. Women's Equality Day is coming up later this month. How you can celebrate Greensboro women after this break. Welcome back. Tickets are now available for Greensboro's 2026 Women's Equality Day luncheon at the Yvonne J. Johnson Event Center at Barber Park. Maria Hicksview is Deputy Director of the city's Human Rights Department. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Rosemary. Thank you.
Glad to have you here. All right, so what is Women's Equality Day?
Well, Women's Equality Day is such a special day. We actually commemorate the passage of the 19th Amendment. And at the city, we fluctuated. We used to have breakfast celebrations on Saturday. And last year, we moved it to our first lunch celebration. But it is commemorating that women actually have rights and they actually have leadership, empowerment, just making sure women stand out and they are actually seen for the great people that we are.
Yeah, we are.
It's all about
sure.
women that day.
It is. We like it, at least for one day.
Absolutely, for one day.
All right. You said lunch. How else are we celebrating in Greensboro? Or what does that look like? Yeah.
That this year looks like a luncheon. It's going to be at the Yvonne J. Johnson Event Center at Barber Park, and we actually will be there on August 26th, and it'll be from 11:30 to 1. So we're having a lunch, and we have an amazing guest speaker. And the luncheon is co-sponsored by the CSW, or the Commission of the Status of Women, and also the Human Rights Department. So we are so excited.
So tell us about the speaker.
Oh my gracious, Annette Taylor. Her official title is Chair of the North Carolina Council for Women. And what CSW does here in Greensboro, she, as one of her roles, but this particular role that she's coming for, that is actually the covering for the CSWs that are across the state. So they have done surveys about women. They have talked about different things that women should be doing in our communities, would like to do in our communities. So she's going to talk about some of that data and also just talk about some of the other women's initiatives that are across the state. So hopefully here in Greensboro, we can share what we're doing, but also learn a little bit as well.
Yeah, be inspired to do even more. So let's talk a little bit about the event center, because the place we're having the lunch is pretty special to women in Greensboro in particular.
Very special. Ruth Wicker was a beacon in this community, and her family gifted the Ruth Wicker, I was about to say ward, but center, corner.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area, and if you have not been, I urge every visitor or resident, everybody in Greensboro to go. We actually have had several Ruth Wicker inductions. We had 2019, 2023, and 2025. So next year, because that's on the odd year, in 2027, we will do our next Ruth Wicker induction. So it's just honoring women and honoring the powerful women in our community. And you can go and see and learn about them at that exhibit.
Talk about
so cool.
Why this is so important to you. I mean, this day, of course, but the commission, the Wicker space, I mean, all of that. Why is it so important to you personally?
As growing up here in Greensboro, just seeing some of the women that are at that exhibit that we bring to speak or that come and actually every year attend this event, it's just so good to have this one day, even though it's every day, or it should be every day, but have this one day when we can focus on each other and we can focus on how much women truly mean, not only to the world, but to the city of Greensboro as well. So I just like the camaraderie. I love when people come and network. It just gives me a special feeling, and to help kind of lead that with the team, it's just so amazing to go and be there.
Well, thank you for all the work you do.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the 26th. That's when that Women's Equality Day luncheon is. You can get tickets now for that luncheon at greensboro-nc.gov/HR tickets. Can't make the lunch, but you want to know more about all the amazing women in Greensboro? Well, visit the Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women at Barber Park most Tuesdays, 10 until 2. Have a question for the city? Answers might be closer than you think. A look at the new GSO Assist after the break. But first, mark your calendar for these great events happening on the town.
I'm Dave, and here's some special events happening this week on the town. Art in the Park returns August 13th at LeBauer Park in downtown Greensboro. Children ages 2 through 12 can enjoy free, hands-on art making and interactive fun in a vibrant outdoor setting. It's a perfect activity with a community atmosphere and splash pad play for kids. Learn more at greensboro-nc.gov. One of modern country music's most popular artists, Vince Gill, performs August 13th at the Tanger Center. This icon brings his signature smooth vocals, masterful guitar work, and heartfelt storytelling to the stage. Enjoy this celebrated show that blends classic hits with warm humor and instrumental prowess. Find tickets and details at tangercenter.com. Celebrates 50 years of the Guilford Native American Association August 15th at the Greensboro History Museum. Learn about North Carolina's oldest American Indian urban association with conversations and activities highlighting Native American cultural heritage in Greensboro. Learn more at greensborohistory.org. Britt Floyd brings The Moon, The Wall, and Beyond tour to the Tanger Center August 15th. Experience an immersive Pink Floyd tribute featuring stunning lasers, light shows, and spot-on musicianship celebrating the dark side of the moon and the wall. This theatrical multi-sensory concert experience will transport you back into rock history. Get tickets at tangercenter.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. There's a new convenient way to connect with city services anytime, anywhere. GSO Assist is a 24-hour online customer service portal and mobile application designed to simplify reporting concerns, requesting services, and accessing city information. You can find the online portal at gsoassist.com, and you can download the mobile application from either the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. GSO Assist allows users to submit requests whenever most convenient. Requests are routed to the appropriate city department for review and processing during regular business hours, and response and completion times will, of course, vary depending on the request. GSO Assist functions a little like the city's contact center to connect city employees and residents with city services and information. It allows users to report issues related to city-maintained infrastructure and public spaces, including items related to parks and recreation, public buildings and sites, solid waste and recycling, stormwater management, and streets and sidewalks. Now, when you set up an account in GSO Assist, you can check the status of your request, and you can view those that are submitted by others. You can also submit your request anonymously. Want to talk to a real person? Well, ring the contact center, 336-373-CITY, weekdays 7:30 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Up next, 11 years and nearly 10 million meals, the community effort that is feeding children. Finally today, a simple gesture closes in on sharing 10 million child-sized meals, marking 11 years of Neighbors Feeding Neighbors in Guilford County. The Greensboro-based nonprofit that engages neighbors to end hunger in Guilford County delivers child-sized meals to food pantries and nonprofit partners across the county. 10 million meals is valued at more than $14.8 million. A simple gesture began in 2015 with a simple idea: make it as easy as possible for neighbors to stock the shelves at local food pantries. What started with a reusable green grocery bag left on Greensboro doorsteps has grown to a county-wide movement. Today, a simple gesture green bag program collects non-perishable food donations door to door in Greensboro, Greater High Point, and all over Guilford County. Its food recovery program, launched in 2020, rescues wholesome surplus food from grocery stores, restaurants, and corporate cafeterias and delivers that food to nonprofits serving community meals. The school-based SHARE program put a refrigerator in every Guilford County's public school so that students can save and share their unopened cafeteria food. And the Refugee Feeding Network supports refugee families with culturally familiar foods. Together, these programs now connect more than 59 partner pantries and nonprofits throughout the county, turning a simple gesture into nearly 10 million meals. Learn more about the effort and get involved at asimplegesture.org. Way to go, a simple gesture. Well, that concludes this edition of FYI Weekly. Stay connected to the latest city news by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings airing on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City en Espanol, plus GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.